Welcome to Urquhart Castle.
The present ruins date from the 13th to the 16th centuries. Though built on the site of an early medieval fortification, founded in the 13th century, Urquhart played a role in the Wars of Scottish Independence in the 14th century. It was subsequently held as a royal castle and was raided on several occasions by the MacDonald Earls of Ross. The castle was granted to the Clan Grant in 1509, though conflict with the MacDonalds continued. Despite a series of further raids, the castle was strengthened, only to be largely abandoned by the middle of the 17th century. Urquhart was partially destroyed in 1692 to prevent its use by Jacobite forces and subsequently decayed. In the 12th and 13th centuries, the Mike Uilim, McWilliams, descendants of Malcolm III, staged a series of rebellions against David the Vrers and his successors. The last of these rebellions was put down in 1229, and to maintain order, Alexander II granted Urquhart to his hostarius, usher or door ward, Thomas de London. On de London's death, a few years later, it passed to his son, Alan Durward. It is considered likely that the original castle was built soon after this time, centered on the motte at the southwest of the site. In 1275, after Alan's death, the king granted Urquhart to John II Comyn, Lord of Badenoch. The remains of the 13th century shell keep, or motte, is the earliest part of the castle to survive. Sir Robert Lauder of Quarrelwood was constable of Urquhart Castle in 1329. After fighting at the Battle of Halidon Hill in 1333, where the Scots were defeated, Lauder returned to hold Urquhart against another threatened English invasion. It is recorded as being one of only 5 castles in Scotland held by the Scots at this time. The others were Dumbarton, Loch Leven, Kildrummy, and Loch Doon. In 1342, David II spent the summer hunting at Urquhart, the only king to have stayed here. The first documentary record of Urquhart Castle occurs in 1296 when it was captured by Edward I of England. Edward's invasion marked the beginning of the Wars of Scottish Independence, which would go on intermittently until 1357. Edward appointed Sir William Fitzwarren as constable to hold the castle for the English. In 1297, he was ambushed by Sir Andrew de Moray while returning from Inverness, and Moray subsequently laid siege to the castle, launching an unsuccessful night attack. The English must have been dislodged soon after, since in 1298, Urquhart was again controlled by the Scots. In 1303, Sir Alexander de Forbes failed to hold off another English assault. This time, Edward installed as governor Alexander Comyn, brother of John, as the family had sided with the English against Robert Bruce. Following his murder of the Red Comyn in 1306, Bruce completed his defeat of the Comyns when he marched through the Great Glen in 1307, taking the castles of Inverlochy, Urquhart, and Inverness. After this time, Urquhart became a royal castle held for the crown by a series of constables.
We will win the battle and defeat the Scottish.
In the 20th century, it was placed in state care as a scheduled monument and open to the public. The castle, situated on a headland overlooking Loch Ness, is one of the largest in Scotland in area.
Such a fine piece of architecture. It's very unique, and it's directly on the loch as well. You know, I mean, in front of me, they had a couple which you used to see ships on, and I mean, the location, the building, such a really, really interesting piece of architecture, and it's absolutely amazing.